Hey guys, welcome back to our little email sender project. In this video, we're gonna add templates into the project. Up till now, we have been sending the same email to every contact, and there is really no way to personalize the emails. What we're gonna attempt to do in this video is include a person's name and their company name inside the email, and also add a feature to send a different attachment file with each email. So here I am in the project's main folder. The first thing I'm going to do is open up the contacts folder and the details.csv file. I'll add 4 more columns to this spreadsheet. The first one will be name, then we'll have company name, then we'll have template, and finally attachment file. Let me just resize this a bit. Now I'm going to fill up this spreadsheet with these details. Okay, I've added 3 email addresses here. Each of them has a different name, a different company name, a different template for the email. Well, both of these are the same, and a different attachment file. Let's save the spreadsheet and close it. Now I'm gonna head on to the attachments folder and paste in 2 new files here, which are the images of a remote. Alright, let's open up this folder in VS Code. I believe this is where we last left off. The first thing we're gonna do is create a new folder in the project's root directory and call it templates. And inside this templates folder, I'm gonna create 2 new files. One would be job.txt and the other one would be greeting.txt. And I'm just gonna add some content to both of these files. So here I'm done with the job.txt. We'll pretend you're sending a cold email to someone who is a prospective employer. Just make sure you don't use this template while actually attempting to get a job. Now you'd notice something is these double curly braces, and inside we have some value. Well, I've attempted to do something similar to Jinja templating, which is used in Flask. So we'll populate these values inside the template with values from the details.csv file. Now let me also quickly create the greeting template. Okay, we're done with the second template, and it also has references to both of these variables. Now let's close these template files and go back to our main.py. Alright, I'm gonna comment out this bit and just print contact and then run the file. I just want to check if the columns we added into the spreadsheet are also being read properly. So I'll open up a terminal in the project's root directory and then run py scripts/main.py. Alright, we have all the keys and all the values. Now let's create a function that can take this dictionary object, read the template file, populate these values into the template file, and then give us back the populated string. I'll make a bit of space here and then define a new function, get populated template. This will just take contact details as a parameter. Let's first construct the path to the template file. This will be os.path.join in the project's root directory, then the templates folder, and then contact details template plus .txt. Now let's read the text from the file into a string. And let me just print the template to check if everything worked correctly. Now I'll call this function inside our loop, and then just break out of the loop because I just want to do it for one contact. Inside the terminal, I'll run the script again, and we see that the template text gets printed to the console. Now we want to populate these values inside the template. And the simplest way of doing that is the good old string.replace method. The first value we'll replace is name in double curly brackets, and the value that it's going to be replaced by is contact details name. And similarly, we'll also replace the company name. Let's save the file, go back to the terminal and run the script again. Okay, we see that my name is now in the string, and also the company name is in the string. And obviously we don't just want to print this to the console, we want to return it from the function. I'll get rid of this print statement. Inside our main block, inside the loop, I'll create a variable populated template to store the value returned by the function. Let's get rid of the print and the break statement and uncomment these lines. Now I'll remove the email body that we had hard-coded earlier and set the email body to the populated template. With that done, the next thing we have to do is also populate the attachment file. And for that, instead of just hard coding resume.pdf here, I'm gonna get rid of that file name and put in contact attachment file. Now we're still left with something to do, and that will be inside the email sender.py file. But first let me explain what the problem is. Inside the attachments folder, we have attachments of different types. We have a PDF, we have a PNG, and we also have a JPEG. But inside the email sender.py file, we have hard coded the type of the attachment file as an application/PDF. So we need some way to get this type dynamically so we can also send PNG and JPEG or any other files. For that, we'll need a module known as MIME types. And then inside this if statement, that is that we have an attachment file, I'll create two new variables to store the main type and the subtype of the file, which we get by calling MIME types dot guess type. And this function takes the name of the file as its parameter. We have the path to the attachment file, and we can get its name by calling os.path.basename. MIMEtypes.guessTypes returns a tuple. We'll get the first value, and then we have to split it on a /. Let me show you how this works inside a terminal. I'll start the Python interpreter and import MIMEtypes. And then I'll just call MIMEtypes.guessType on some random file name. We see that we get a tuple in the output, and the first value of the tuple includes the main type and the subtype separated by a /. So that is what we are doing here. First we get the first value of the tuple, and then we split that value on a / to get the main type and the subtype. Now I'm gonna remove this hard-coded main type and pass in the main type we just collected above, and I'll do the same for the subtype. Now let's head back to the main.py file. The final thing that we would like to do is also assign the subject from the CSV file. Now I left this out on purpose because I wanted to show you how easy it is to add a new field. Inside the project root directory, we go into the contacts folder and open up the details.csv file, and here we just add a new column called subject. Save the file and go back to VS Code. Now here we can just get the value of the subject field by contact and subject. Now let's head to the terminal and run the main file. This will take a good amount of time. We're sending 3 emails, and after each email we have a delay of 5 seconds. Okay, the script is done executing. If I open up the first email I received, I see that I get an email which has my name populated inside it, my organization populated inside it, and also a resume.pdf file, and also the subject. Now inside another Gmail account, I also have another email which goes like this. We also have the right subject and the right image. And we also have a third email that goes, please subscribe, and I believe this is a good opportunity for me to tell you, please subscribe. The email has the right body with the populated fields and also the right image. Alright guys, that would be it for part 3 of the Python email sender project. There will also be a part 4 in which we are gonna send HTML emails. So if I open up Gmail again, well, we see that this is just plain text. If you're trying to build a newsletter or something like that, well, you don't want to send plain text to your users because it's really monotonous. You want to send some nice fancy formatted HTML with some great styles. So that's what we're going to attempt to do in part 4 of this series. We'll still have the templates, but instead of plain text files, these would be HTML files in which we will populate values and then send out emails. Please subscribe because that's something you're not gonna want to miss. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and please do comment down below to let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.